Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to get out of debt and simplify our financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Well, hello everyone and happy Friday. Welcome back. I hope that your week has been a good one. I always, whenever we have these weeks where there's no bonus content, I always feel like it's been ages since I've talked to you guys. So I'm always happy to sit down and film these videos. I'm especially happy today because I'm just going to announce now, next week in my shop, I am going to have a 15% off sale for the entirety of the week. So from Sunday through Saturday, my entire shop will be 15% off. So it's kind of like a spring into budgeting kind of situation. I didn't have my Etsy shop at spring last year. And so I didn't get to do something like this, but I don't do sales very often. But you know, every now and then it's fun to do something like that. And I decided to do something for spring just because it's such a happy time of year. Spring, the first day of spring is March 19th, which is Tuesday. And so in honor of spring, I'm going to have a sale in my shop. That's what I just decided to do. Plus, I went with a super springy color on my nails for this week's manicure. Somebody so sweetly in the comments said, can you do a tutorial? I probably don't follow any rules. Like I would make nail techs like cringe or something probably. But if it's something that you guys are interested in, just to kind of see how I do my nails, let me know if it's like a bonus content that you would be interested in. But yeah, I mean, I hesitate to commit to it because again, if you like looked at my nails up close, you would not be impressed. But anyways, she mostly was saying because I get some reasonable longevity out of it, but I also think it's just the quality of the product too. So if you are interested, I'm going to have to look and see if I can find a dupe because as per usual, this is the old line of nail polish from the YouTuber who I follow. So I don't know if she created this color in her new collection, in her new brand, but it's called St. Clair from her old line. So I'll look and see if she has a dupe on her website now. If you've never heard me mention her before, she's a beauty YouTuber turned entrepreneur, and she made her own nail polish line. It's called Lights Lacquer. But she used to have a brand called KL Polish, and that's what this is from. But I just was like, oh, it's so pretty and like vibrant. And even though I don't wear color in my clothing, I wear color on my nails. And since, you know, I like to talk about frivolous things and it's been 100 years since I've gotten a chance to talk to you guys, we're going to talk about my flowers, my pretty flowers. So when I went grocery shopping this week, Trader Joe's, well, first of all, I'm trying to see. Yeah. So these guys are called ranunculus. They are one of my favorite flowers. I like all the fluffy ones. So like, I like peonies. Peonies are actually my favorite flower. English roses and ranunculus. And usually the bunches of ranunculus are all gone by the time I get there, but they had this beautiful purple color. And so my daughter was with me and we went and picked out two other bunches. So these little, I'm trying to see what you guys can actually see. So these guys, and then these other ones that look very similar actually to the sea lavender that I've always had on my channel for the last few weeks. And so I bought the 3 bunches of flowers and I made, what I, not to toot my own horn, but think is a really beautiful flower arrangement. And I could not feature it on the channel today. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and hop into the video because I know this is going to be like it's for sure going to be a Veda ramble week because I have just stories to tell about the purchases that I've made for this past week. So if you guys are brand new to my channel, hi, hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us. This weekly check-in video for me is an opportunity to hold myself accountable from a spending standpoint because your girl loves to spend, recovering but I still love to spend. Also, because we do cash stuffing, if I ever spend money online or with my debit card for a category that we cash stuff for, I have to return that money back to the bank. Otherwise, we overdraw our account. Most people keep a buffer, like a specific set amount of money that just sits in their checking account and acts as a buffer for just such an occasion as this. We treat our bills money as a buffer because our bills kind of come out at different stages throughout the month, and our mortgage especially, we're not really like a month ahead on our mortgage. I guess we are. I don't know. But like we pull money out, or we set money aside for our mortgage all throughout the month, and then it's due on the first of the month, if that makes sense. So we're pulling money out of each paycheck throughout the month for our mortgage. So that money is sitting in our account for the entirety of the month, and then it won't come out until like April 1st in our case. Do you have the oven on? Oh, I'm like sitting here. I'm like, what smells like it's burning? It's probably the flowers. Yeah, it's the flowers. I thought Mr. Simple had the oven on. I guess the flame, usually I'm like, guys, the flame is not that close to the flowers. It's going to be fine. I was wrong today. It's like burning my little ranunculus. We cannot have that because I love ranunculus. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll put it over here today. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put the candle over here so that no flame is interfering with my flowers, because we don't disrupt the sacredness of the bouquet. Anyway, my gosh, I went off on a tangent and I don't even remember what I was saying. Yes. So our bills money just sits in our account and acts as a buffer. And it's a safe way to do this. One, because we are hyper disciplined about not overspending, and although you're going to laugh this week, but anyways, we're really disciplined about not overspending and always making sure that that money is returned to the bank. So we are not in danger of not being able to pay our bills is the moral of the story. If you are more concerned about those sorts of things, maybe just establish a buffer that serves the purpose of just being there and sitting as unallocated cash that you treat these expenses for. So that was like very wordy. I'm pretty sure I messed it up. I'm all like hyped up on caffeine. So anyways, let's go ahead and just get into the video here. I am going to grab my expense tracker from here. I don't know if I have enough space. This is just all very precarious today. This budget planner, by the way, is available in my Etsy shop, which is linked below. I have a printable and a digital version. The printable one is kind of available in little pieces, and the digital one is an annual budget planner, and then you can just use it in a notes app in a tablet. Goodness, it took me a while to get there too. All right, let's grab this expense tracker. Oh, this is it. Okay. And I'm gonna steal a couple sheets so that I can write smoothly. You know how I do. And then this guy so that I can block off some of the purchases so it doesn't look so chaotic on the screen. These expense trackers, by the way, if you don't want my entire budget planner, the expense tracker itself is available as a single digital download in my shop. So if you just want the expense tracker, I have it available in this A5 size or in a US letter size. So that's always really nice. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is zoom you guys in so that you can see the page a little bit better, and then we'll get into all of the expense tracking. All right, I was really trying to make fetch happen and have like the candle and the flowers in frame at the same time, but that is impossible. And these flowers are just too pretty that we're just gonna forego the candle this week and only have the flowers. So I hope they bring you a little bit of happiness because I'm really enjoying them. Anyways, let's just jump right into this because as I mentioned, it's gonna be another one of those like story weeks. So we will just get into the expense tracking and catch up on the stories. All of this stuff up here is from last week's weekly check-in, which if you saw, I discussed my bird nerd nature and the fact that I picked up a bluebird feeder and mealworms to feed them. It still has not attracted the bluebirds. So literally as of yesterday, I saw them in my yard, like catching bugs from down in my grass, and they still have not even acknowledged the existence of the mealworms and the bird feeder. But you know, we are not going to lose hope. I'm keeping it up and just hoping and praying that they find it at some point. So anyways, that is what these next actually couple of expenses from Amazon are. So in last week, the weekly check-in, the expense for the mealworms showed up. And so this week, the actual bird feeder and the hooks that I bought showed up in the, in our checking account. So, this one was $18.48 and I'm returning $19 to the bank. And then this next one was $21.64 and I'll be returning $22 to the bank. We pulled both of these expenses from House Project. It was a real stretch to justify that, but I did it. That really, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. I just did it. Next up, we have a toiletries purchase. This is from Armbar Soap. So this is not sponsored in any capacity. Mr. Simple is the one who found this brand, but they are a brand that makes soaps that are specifically for guys who do like jujitsu or any kind of like aggressive mat training or like grappling training, because, you know, fungus spreads, guys. Like you don't want like ringworm and all that. Ugh, gross. I mean, it just grosses me out. But they make soaps that are clean and have like good essential oils in them, so that it gets rid of they're like antifungal sort of essential oils. And so Mr. Simple buys his soap from them, so that he doesn't get any of the fungal things that you can pick up from mats and places like that. It just grosses me out. Anyways, it's expensive, but I think I'm not sure how many bars of soap he got with this purchase, but it was $32.76. It's coming from Toiletries, and he's returning $33 to the bank. If you do happen to be new to my channel, people have asked me in the past for things like my own skincare and like mascara that I will pull from Toiletries as well, even though there are purchases that specifically only benefit me. And similarly to this one, the Armbar soap is something that only benefits Mr. Simple. Well, I guess if you really thought about it, it kind of benefits me too, because if he doesn't get ringworm, then I don't get ringworm, you know? Anyways, but we just kind of view those sorts of things as they're still generic toiletries at the end of the day. And we don't pull from our personal spending for that because, you know, I like to wear makeup. Mr. Simple thinks that I look pretty when I wear makeup, and I like Mr. Simple to not have ringworm. And so we're all benefited from these toiletry purchases in our house. And so that's why we do it that way. But however you do your budget, I mean, that's, you know, it's how you do it. This is just how we choose to make these decisions. Next up, okay, listen, we're just going to get into the start of Veda had a very spendy week. And there's going to be all kinds of budget voodoo that we have to do to get out of this week, but we're going to make it. So first up, you know, tube tops are coming back, guys. I mean, I'm sure some of you have been alive for like 2 iterations of tube tops being trendy. I have been alive for one, and now this is the second one. But there's a brand that I really like that Free People makes. It's called Intimately, and they have a lot of like basics that I really like. And they have this Carry tube. I think it's called the Carry tube top. And it was very similar. Actually, you know what? Full disclosure, I really loved the tube top that I picked up from Target in their Wild Fable brand. I got it in black and white. If you've watched my last couple of weekly check-ins, you'll have seen that I purchased those. But those were the only colors that I had, or that they had. I mean, they had like a bright, like limey yellow color, and I mean, we all know that I'm not going for that. But I did want a navy and like a brown, because they're just colors that go well with everything. And I mean, especially considering my wardrobe is exclusively neutrals, but so those colors they did have at Free People, and the navy and the chocolate brown. And so that's what I picked up. And the total purchase was $43.30, and I'm returning $43 to the bank. Oh, I haven't talked about this at all, the change overage. So you'll have seen a couple times here where We round up sometimes with the whole dollar amount, or we round down, just depending. Mr. Simple keeps a track of all of this change in his spreadsheet, and so we call it our virtual coin jar. And sometimes we will pull from the coin jar for purchases like this, where if it's 30 cents, Mr. Simple will say, I'll just take the 30 cents from the coin jar, just pay $43 back to the bank. And then sometimes when we round up, that's what builds up this coin jar, and then we kind of treat it like a miscellaneous kind of slush fund situation. So that's what we did in this case. Next up was a purchase from USPS. I had to ship something out to a subscriber, and so the total was $12.06, and I'm returning $12 to the bank. I don't remember what this was. $5.29 from PayPal. You know what? We have enough purchases to discuss today that we can just gloss right over this one. I am returning $5 to the bank, but it's coming from my envelope, so who even knows? Who even knows? Okay, this is where we get into story time. I mean, I even have to put my pen down for this one. If you guys have been following my channel for any amount of time, you will have heard me talk about this brand of bathing suit that I am absolutely obsessed with, that went under because the owner went on some kind of like psychological break. I mean, that's the only way I can think to be kind about what has happened to her. The brand is called Boys and Arrows, and the bathing suits are so ridiculously expensive. Like, in my way of thinking, they're pricey. But if I have learned anything in my 39 years, it is that oftentimes you get what you pay for. And I purchased 2 bathing suits from her brand right before she went out of business on her psychological mental breakdown. And I got them on sale, and I love them so, so much. You ladies will understand. I don't know what it is about lower end bathing suit brands, and I'm thinking of places like, I mean, just anywhere, whether you buy them from Target or whatever. Bathing suit material is this kind of like supple, stretchy, delicious material. But a lot of companies, when they do the actual stitching of it, whatever stitching they choose, it like digs into your skin, and it is not flattering on the body. Like, I don't care. I mean, maybe if you're one of those like super duper wafy models, it's not digging into them. And I understand it's like, yes, you can size up, but in my case, the way that I'm shaped, I don't have much of a tush. And so if I size up, then I look like a droopy drawers in the bottom. And so it's just not, I know that it's probably a my body shape issue here, but it's also just, I hate the stitching that like digs into your skin, and I don't like it like on anything. I'm like going off on a tangent. Anyways, this brand does not do that. I don't know what kind of magic she has figured out or did figure out before she went crazy. But her, like the stitching, the bathing suit, they're just, it's so comfortable. When you wear them, they're just comfortable. They don't dig in. They fit perfectly. I just absolutely love this brand. And I have been chasing, you can still find them on like Rogue, like random swimsuit websites and stuff, which you will see a little bit later on. And of course, secondhand on Poshmark, if you are willing to buy a bathing suit secondhand, which I am not above. And sometimes, in some cases, they still have the tags on them, because you know how women do. We'll buy something and then like never wear it or whatever and keep the tags on it. And so I have been able to find some of her pieces, in that type of situation. Anyways, all of that to say that I was kind of fed up with like continuing to search for different pieces, because that's the difficulty about buying them secondhand. Sometimes the quality, like sometimes they're worn more than you want them to be, or you can find the top but not the bottoms, or the bottoms and not the top. And so I kind of had this moment where I was like, I'm so sick of searching for these. Let me just pop around and see if I can find suits that I like somewhere else. And so Zara showed up in my Instagram feed one day, and it was this bathing suit. And I was like, oh, that's really pretty. And so I went to their website and I looked around and I saw 3 different bathing suits that I actually really liked. And I was like, okay, I'm going to buy these, decide on one and return the other one. Because my big thing too is with the 2 bathing suits that I do have from the Crazy Lady brand, I don't want them to like wear out. You know what I mean? So I don't want them to be the only bathing suits that I wear. I want to like kind of rotate through them so that, I'm not wearing them out. Anyways, that was the purpose for searching for another one too, just so I can have like a rotation of them. So I ordered these bathing suits from Zara. They came in. I tried all 3 bathing suits on, and I did not like any of them. Like none of them. I only planned to keep one. So the purchase was $213.69. And so I ended up just reboxing them back up and returning them all to Zara because I was not happy with any of them, because partly they had the classic issue of like, they just don't know how to make it so the material isn't like digging into you. And then also just one of them was like a little bit less than appropriate to be wearing to like our local pool. And the other 2 I just wasn't crazy about them. Anyways, so I returned all of those. And so I think I'm just going to not return this money to the bank since the return is coming in. But this is where we get into the rest of the story. Actually, you know what? We're going to pause on the rest of the story because this is a completely different purchase. I found out that I'm allowed to wear shorts to work in the summer because we do a lot of like going inside and outside and inside and outside again. And so I wanted some of the shorts that I have are a little bit less than like tasteful for work appropriate attire. And so, I wanted to buy 2 pairs that, were a reasonable length so that I'm not like, walking around work in short shorts. Anyways, so because they were for work, Mr. Simple allowed me to split the purchase between clothes and myself. And so $35 is coming from clothes. $36.41 is coming from my own personal spending, and I'm returning $35 and $36 respectively. Oh, see, so we're just going to have to really put a pause on this bathing suit story and come back to it in a minute because we have my Target purchases for the week as well. So this particular one, $8.13. I know you guys are like, Veda, you never spend that little at Target. I know this was just my coffee because I'm full bore into cold brew season. So making my own cold brew. I go into Starbucks. I have them grind the beans for me, and then I just make it throughout the week. So I had a little bit of money left on my Starbucks card, so I only had to pay $8.13 out of pocket. So I'll be returning $8 to the bank. And then next up was the actual grocery purchase from Target this week. The total was $62.12. It's split into 2 different categories. We had $35 worth of toiletries. I got some new mascara because I was due. Oh my gosh, if you guys have never tried, I don't remember, it's Bare Minerals. I think it's like a length and strength something. Anyway, it's a really great mascara. It's a little pricey. It's like $22 or something, but definitely worth it as far as mascaras go. If you're looking for a drugstore alternative, I've never tried it, but I've heard really, really, really good things about L'Oreal Telescopic in Carbon Black, I think is what it's called. So that one also rates really well among users, but I have used this Bare Mineral ones and I love it. So that's why I picked it up. And then our groceries just came to $27.12. So I'll be returning $27 to the bank. Okay, this is the continuation. You guys are probably like, this woman is all over the place this week. And you are right, I am. So this is the continuation of the bathing suit story. So every now and then, in an act of desperation, I will go online and I will search for the brand, like the Boys and Arrows bathing suit. And it's boys + arrows, if you guys are interested. I am not gatekeeping this from you. Please go out and see if you can find one of her bathing suits. I would be so happy for you because they're literally the best bathing suits I've ever owned. Anyways. Rambling on. So I found this small business online. Oh, can you guys even see? Yes. Okay. It's called Vita Soleil, and they have a couple of random pieces of the last swimsuit collection that she released. And I purchased, I think, bottoms from this one. So it was $63, that was like tax and shipping, just for the pair of bottoms. And that is actually a really good price for this bathing suit line. I said they were ridiculously expensive. I was not kidding. But the only reason why I bought these actually was because I found, were these the bottoms? These were the bottoms. I found the top that matched these bottoms on another small business swimsuit site, which I don't even know if I'm reconciling today. Maybe. Oh, I bumped you guys. Sorry. And so because of that, I was like, oh, and they were even more on sale. They were like 75% off for the top that matches these bottoms. So I think it was like $25 for the top, and then I got the bottoms for like $55, but it came out to $63 with tax and shipping. So I snapped that up really quickly because they're brand new. So I don't have to, they're not pre-worn or anything. I get to wear them out all by myself. And so I'll be returning $63 to the bank for that one. And then, but I also found, and actually this is going to be like a to be continued because the other purchase still hasn't hit our bank account yet. So I told you I picked up the bottoms from here. This is the store. It's called Largo Drive, where I found, you guys, this is comical. I'm like laughing at myself now. I found the top that matches these bottoms, but then I also found bottoms that matched another top that I found brand new with tags on at Poshmark. Are you guys still following the story? This is the wonkiest weekly check-in I have ever had, but these are the lengths that I'm willing to go through for this bathing suit. Like, I don't think you understand. This is, this is also very personality driven. When I get my mind on something, I do not let it go. Like, I will be, probably for the rest of my life, I'll be searching boys and arrows, like randomly on the internet to see if anybody is selling these bathing suits because I love them that much. Anyways, so I actually went to this website first, saw the top and the bottoms that don't match each other, but I knew that this top at this website existed to match the bottoms that I found from this website. And then there's another bottom top situation that I found. Oh, I just knocking into my flowers that I found on another website. Anyways, I said it was a spendy week. We'll sort all this out in the end. But the moral of the story is I walked away from this psychotic day of bathing suit hunting with 2 bathing suits from this brand. And I got both of them for like less than half of what I would have paid if I got them like from her website when she was still, up and running and not losing her mind. So anyways, next up, I took the kids to Chick-fil-A. Oh no, we got Chick-fil-A for them for dinner on my grocery shopping night because they're on spring break this week. And so it was like one of those days where I didn't get out and start grocery shopping until later in the day. And I certainly didn't feel like shopping when I came home. Or cooking when I came home. So I picked up some Chick-fil-A for the kids for dinner. Mr. Simple and I just had like little picky things from around the house. So anyways, that came to $34.66 and I'll be returning $35 to the bank. And that was it. It took us forever to get here. I really, like, sometimes my stories, I hope you guys were able to follow that. I feel like, have you guys ever seen that meme? I think it's from a show, but this guy has like all of these like papers and maps and stuff up on a bulletin board, and he's like drawing the lines between or connecting the dots between each of the, like papers and stuff up on his bulletin board. I feel like that's me telling a story. If you guys were able to follow the bathing suit story, more power to you. Because, man, that was really something. You could probably, like, I don't know, write legislation for Congress or something if you could follow that. Anyways, what we are going to do now, if you're still with me, all 3 of you who are left watching this video at this point, I always zoom you guys back out. I add up all of the money that I am expected to have at the end of this so that, you know, I know roughly what I'm taking back to the bank, and then we unstuff the cash from the actual envelopes. So that's what we're gonna do now. All right, so like I said, what we do is I add up all of the money that I'm returning to the bank, and I always zoom you guys through this because it's, you know, that would be painstaking to watch me use a calculator. So I'm gonna go ahead and add all of this up, and then we will get into the unstuffing. Okay, so 640, except I'm subtracting this 214 because the return is already like in the mail and everything, so I won't return that portion. So I'm not even gonna bother adding that in, so minus 214. So actually at the end of this, I should have $426 to return to the bank. And I always just make a little note there so that I know. And then we will get into the unstuffing. I am gonna put my calculator off to the side and bring in my little cash tray here. Can you guys see that? Oh, no. All right. Where are you going?
Right.
Oh, you're running?
Yeah.
Good luck. Have fun, Godspeed.
Thanks.
All right, so let's just go ahead right up front and actually let's go into high priority sinking funds because I have some toiletries purchases and I always have like a lot of change in there. So that's what we will do straight up front. So let's go. We've got 33 and 35 in toiletries. That's 68. Well, let's hope we have that. So 20, 30, 40, 55, 56, 57, 58. Oh, I have 58, not 68. Okay. So that's okay. So I will just subtract 10. So 20, 30, 40, 55, 56, 57, and 58. All right, let me put this change over here. So what we do in the event of something like this is we just make sure that actually from month to month we're staying in budget rather than week to week. So I will subtract 10 down here and then actually go into my cash stuffing plan for the rest of the month and subtract that $10 over the course of the remaining stuffings that I have for the month, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh, I keep knocking into my plants and just like knocking little pieces off of it. Here we go. So, let me go ahead. I'll just say minus 10 and I'll figure out how to divide that up over the remaining weeks. But at least now I know that I actually have $10 left to stuff for the rest, or less to stuff for the rest of the month. But I do need to put a check mark next to, whoops, why? Okay, there we go. And a check mark next to, oh wait, I just need to put that I have $0 there. Okay, so now we can go ahead and go into grocery. So we have $8.27. I'm not even gonna try that, guys. I'm not even gonna try. 35. So I've got 40, and I'll pull back a 5. Okay. There we go. So I have $5 left in grocery, and let me check off both of those purchases. And then, okay, so it looks like we're done in high priority sinking funds, so I can just go right into low priority sinking funds now. And first up in low priority sinking funds is dine out. So I'll just grab the $35 from here. 20, 35. Oops. All right, and I have $10 left in dine out. Whoops. And put a check mark there. All right. And then, oh my gosh, hers. Okay, so I am not going to be returning the Zara money because that is being returned. But I do need to still add up all the rest of it. So hers. Here we go. So 43, 5, 36, 63, 53. So 200. I need to pull 200 out of mine. That's gonna like nearly empty me out, I think. 51, 50, 70, 90, 2. Right? 50, 170, 190, 200. There we go. All right, and then remaining I have 20, 30, 45, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62. So $62 left in mine. Let me not close that up first. I know that probably seems like a lot to spend on a person in 1 week, and it is. I'm not denying that. And I don't really even feel the need to justify it. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm gonna put a star here. You know, these are it's like this, I have spending money and I'm gonna spend it every now and then. That's just the way it works, you know? So some of you may think I'm silly for going on the bathing suit chase, but it made me so happy that I was able to find 2 from this brand that, oh man, she just fizzled out, guys. I don't know what happened. Anyways, let me go into house project really quick. So we're pulling 19 and 22 from that. And that is 41 from house project. Oops. 20, let's see, 20, 35, 41. Oh, nice. Perfect. All right, so 20, 30, 41. And remaining in house project, we have 500 in the bank, 6, 7, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 758 remaining in house project. Let me go ahead and tackle that. 758. Put a check mark there and there. What am I missing? Oh, I forgot to do that one. Okay. Oh, back in high priority sinking funds. I was supposed to grab clothes. That was $35 from there. Trying to remember. There we go. Oh no. All right. So what is that? 65? Yes. Oh, look at me mathing. 50, 65. And remaining in clothes, we have 50, 60, 70, 85, 90. Fortunately, our kiddos don't really need that much in the way of summer clothes. So, oh, what did I just say? I think I said 90. I might be wrong. One of you will catch it, I'm sure. And then last up, I just have to grab this YouTube money from my business sinking funds. Here we go. So what is it? $12, I think? Yes, $12. There we go. All right, so 15. I'll bring back 1, 2, and 3. So now in YouTube, I have 20, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. There we go. Let me just update that really quickly. Oh, this guy's on the verge of falling over. 49. And a check mark. And I think that's everything. So I have to subtract the 10. So I should have $416 sitting here. So let's see. 100, 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 400, 5, 10, 15, 16. Oh, nice. I did it. Man, that was convoluted. You never know how it's going to turn out in the end sometimes, especially on my weekly check-ins, I swear. Whew. Made it, guys. We made it out alive. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed today's video and all of my crazy rambling about bathing suits and defunct businesses and nail polish colors and flowers. If you did enjoy today's video, I would love it so much if you guys gave me a thumbs up and left me a comment down below saying hi. Let me know what you got going on this weekend. I'm trying to think. I work this weekend a little bit, and then oh my gosh, Mr. Simple and I are really trying to get on this office. Like, I need to make this happen. It's like one of those things where it's like we create a plan for it and then it's just, we've got 800 other things that creep in. I know you guys know what that's like. So anyways, we have to get started on it though, because, it won't get done if we don't do it, Anyways, I hope that your weekend is a fantastic one. And don't forget, the sale for spring starts on Sunday. So it's going to be Sunday through Saturday. And it's just going to be 15% off of the entire shop. So digital downloads, physical products, the whole thing. And you don't need a code or anything like that. It'll just automatically be on sale. So anyways, you guys have a fantastic weekend. And I look forward to being back here with you again on Monday. Bye, everyone.